tariff cuts on pharma gems and aircraft parts in India's interim trade deal. The framework, announced jointly by the two sides on February 7, outlines commitments for an interim deal lowering reciprocal tariffs on Indian exports to 18%. India and the United States have agreed to cut tariffs on industrial goods, agricultural products, pharmaceuticals, gems and aircraft parts as part of a framework for an interim trade agreement. The framework, announced jointly by the two sides on February 7, outlines commitments for an interim deal lowering reciprocal tariffs on Indian exports to 18%. It also reaffirms plans to negotiate a broader bilateral trade agreement that would include additional market access offers. The agreement also commits India and the US to closer alignment on economic security, with a focus on strengthening supply chain resilience and innovation. This will include coordinated efforts to address non-market policies of third parties, cooperation on inbound and outbound investment reviews, and alignment on export control regimes. The United States will apply a reciprocal tariff rate of 18% on goods originating from India, including textiles and apparel, leather and footwear, plastic and rubber, organic chemicals, home decor, artisanal products, and certain machinery. This change will be implemented through an executive order. Under the framework, India will eliminate or reduce tariffs on all American industrial goods and on a wide range of US food and agricultural products, including dried distillers' grains, red sorghum for animal feed, tree nuts, fresh and processed fruits, soybean oil, wine and spirits. India also agreed to address long-standing non-tariff barriers affecting American exports, including regulatory hurdles faced by US medical devices, agricultural goods, and information and communication technology products. India will also determine within 6 months of the agreement's entry into force whether US-developed or international standards, including testing requirements, can be accepted for US exports entering the Indian market in identified sectors with a view to a positive outcome. The United States, in return, will roll back tariffs on key Indian exports, including generic pharmaceuticals, gems and diamonds, and aircraft parts, subject to the successful conclusion of the interim agreement. Washington has also agreed to lift certain national security-related tariffs on Indian aircraft and aircraft parts, imposed under steel, aluminum, and copper trade measures, and to grant India preferential tariff rate quotas for automotive parts. Additional negotiated outcomes for Indian pharmaceutical ingredients will depend on the findings of an ongoing U.S. Section 232 investigation. The United States and India will promptly implement this framework and work towards finalizing the interim agreement with a view to concluding a mutually beneficial BTA, consistent with the roadmap agreed in the terms of reference, the statement said.